middle of the month already, my good man. But as always, welcome to the Freedom Cage podcast, where we lock into a free state of mind each and every pay week on all DSBs, of course. And to my right, I got my main guy, my ace. My left, my right is weak. Sean, better known as the Senior. We on all your socials.
You know.
And me, I'm Kitty, man. I'm also known as King Cat, making on those socials. But today,
a lot's happened. A lot has happened.
It's been a weird week, especially on the East Coast. But it's been a weird fucking week.
That Jesus. Is a fact. A lot is going on.
In the building, hola.
What's going on?
Speaking Spanish, I don't know. I know you got one of those fruity phones, but over in Droid World, right?
Yeah,
we have the. Hey, man, I got to get my one shot a quarter. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all up. Up like Purdue, but we're gonna talk about that later. But on my phone now, when I text, they have a little right next to your emojis and the GIFs. They have a separate thing called Translate, where I could literally just change the whole body of my text to whatever language I want it to be. So I've been talking super spicy to the missus this week in Spanish, right? So she was just like, "Yo, where you getting all of these words from?" I'm like, "All of these words." I'm like, "Me amor, it's me." Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be real Rico Suave with it, but she ain't hearing it. Then she found out. She's like, "Oh, I got the same update." I was like, "Shit, all right."
Hey man, listen. It's the initiative that counts, brother. It's the initiative that counts.
She took all my swag, but yeah, man. But yeah, that's the English Spanish joint. It's popping.
Yeah, like in the beginning, in the courtship phase with my wife, definitely. It was a lot of Google Translate. Didn't have the app, but I was always at the computer. So it was very easy to go in there and be like, yo, how do I say bop, 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 bop? Then get the Spanish translation, throw that out. She used to be like, oh shit. Ooh. I was like, yeah, you don't know nothing about me, son.
She's like, I got me a bilingual.
Yeah, man. Hey, listen, you got to take advantage of technology. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we feel like we're slaves to it, but then there's some times when it just comes in fucking handy, man. So you got to use
it. Big facts. Wave of the future, man.
Running out of good stuff to watch on TV, man. I know we got a couple things we're going to talk about later, but I'm getting nervous. I'm at that point where I need like a new refresh on Netflix, on Amazon quickly. Otherwise, now, me and my wife just got to talk to each other.
Nobody wants to do that, right? Jokes. These are jokes. All jokes.
All right, man. So just a couple things to recap from last week, man. If you tuned in last week, I told you that I was going to speak at a graduation ceremony for the LaGuardia Community College Medical Billers Program. Dude, when I tell you it was such a humbling experience, these are people who are probably at a state in their life where they're taking a risk and making a pivot into healthcare. And to see them in that moment there with their families, celebrating, completing the program, ready for the next step. Some of them are actually coming into the department that I'm a part of. It was really, really humbling. I was so honored to be there. Gave a nice little speech, man. I couldn't get nobody to record any of it, man. And I felt like Denzel up there, bro. I was doing, yeah, man. I know. I feel bad.
Yeah. Where's a panhandle when you need one? See, I got $5 for you, boss. You just stand in the corner with this on Zoom. You feel me?
Yo, man, yeah. But I did follow up because I know they were taking pictures, so I know there's something out there of me going like this or something like that. So as soon as I get there, I will definitely share that, man. But
please shout out. Awesome, that's what's up, man. I know you said a majority of the crowd was just pivoting into the healthcare field. Was it like complete newbies as far as consensus, or they had a little bit of healthcare experience and this is just like a new avenue in healthcare? What was the synopsis about?
I would say it would be a high percentage of the latter. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? It would be a high percentage of the latter. And I think the part that we've seen from this program is they take off as soon as they come in. And I tell you, like, some of them, they've been promoted to management. Some of them have crossed over into like IT, analytics. So the program really sets them up to win. And the most exciting thing about it is we're now going to probably look at expanding this into more clinical fields. Directly into IT. So no longer will it just be learn medical billing and then transfer over. When you get into the system, you can now learn about IT directly through this program. Depends on what the curriculum is going to be. And then our senior director of analytics is now teaching a course at the program. So now they can technically get right into reporting and analytics fresh out the gate. So this program is growing, and it's to the point where someone from the Department of Health approached me there about doing something with them as well. So this is all kudos to our VP. I mean, he saw the vision. We just out here making it happen, man.
This is probably his best call out of the year. Like, you know what I'm saying?
One of them. Definitely one
of them. That's what's up. But and you know, when you do good in these filling situations, it's like you gotta put the target on your back now, because he's gonna get all the good feedback. He's like, oh, I heard you killed it last week. Yeah, I did. Funny you say that. You been to Kansas lately? Like, what? He said, I know how to get there, but I never been. Like, cool. I need you there Fridays. That's what's up, man. Congrats, though, man. That's what's up.
Thank you.
Side question for you. I know you frequent the Iron Horse. You know, take the MTA as often as you could. But do you consider yourself? When did you first start driving? You consider yourself to be a good driver?
First started driving at 19. Yeah, I think I'm a good driver. Yeah, absolutely.
Likewise. You know what I mean? Hey, accidents have been low as far as percentage. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, tickets and stuff, I can't really call them. Sometimes they're there when I get back. I can't. Hey, I'm not there. I can't do nothing about it. You know what I mean? But you know, hey, we're getting into the 40s. You know what I mean? Someone else are there already. You know, knock on wood. But I felt that I was a good driver to the point where I could be documented being a good driver, not just a mental or conversational good driver, right? So, hey, car insurance hit me up and said, hey, man, do you want to try our new Beacon program? I'm like, what's a Beacon program? They go, hey, you know, we send you this little Beacon thing, kind of like an air tag. You throw it in the car. And, you know, we just kind of log how good of a driver you are. You know what I mean? I'm like, he said, oh, and you save like 20% on the bill. I'm like, yeah, send two. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, send that through, right? Boom, tracker comes in, throw it in your little glove box, add the little app. Now, what I didn't know was what it actually logged as far as me going, because you gotta hook the app up to the Beacon thing, right? So I was like, cool. But now, like, it's asking for mad permissions on my phone, like, hey, we want to get your GPS. I'm like, all right, I get that. You know, moving in real time, shit like that. This is so we want to access like your text messages. Or I'm like, I tried to back out of that. And they was like, oh, if you back out of that, you can't do it. I was like, no, fuck it, fine. So I do it. So now I'm fully vested. I'm in here. Like, so I'm driving, you know, so now I'm kind of, I still don't put two hands on the wheel, but, you know, I see yellow, I'm slopping on them now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? I'm not speeding up, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But, so I get to the job, you know what I mean? About 2 days, I check the app. I'm curious to see how good I'm doing, you know what I mean? Yeah, I got bad scores on everything. It's like, yo, niggas like, yo, you accelerate too often, you brake too hard. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, I'm getting on a highway. I can't slow down getting on the highway. It's like, oh, your phone usage is in the 50 percentile. I'm like, yeah, I GPS a lot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, does that count? I'm like, who do I talk to about this? You know what I'm saying? So, like, listen, they ain't take the discount away yet, but hey, man, I'm not as, long story short, I'm not as good as a driver as I thought I was. You know what I'm saying? But you know, hey, man, 2 hands on the wheel, the minimum, man. 2 hands on the minimum.
You know what's crazy, though? There's good and then there's safe. You know what I mean? Like, I think what they're trying to say to their standards is you're not a safe driver, but I don't know how many people would pass that. You know what I mean? Like, that's a lot, man. My text messages, like, what if somebody said the party got moved to another address? I got to know.
I gotta reply. I gotta let them know I got the new Addy. I gotta say something. Like, you know what I mean?
You know, suppose you need ice, man. Now I show up without the ice. Now the party's fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
It's like, look at this nigga, Mr. 20% is here. No ice. Like, you don't want to be that dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga trying to save $1.
Oh, man. Yeah. No, I'm with you, brother. I'm with you. All right, yeah.
Sad news today, man.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro, man. This one I think hit my soul because he at least for me, he was one of the intricate pieces of introducing hip hop to me. And when I saw the news, man, I thought it was fake as hell. But Mr. C, real name Calvin LeBron, passed away today. If you did not know, Kenny, man, like when you heard it, how did you feel?
I didn't believe it because you keep your phone on you all day long. You feel like one of the first to know all the time with certain news. You like that, you know what I'm saying? But my Bob was like, "Yo, heard Mr. C died?" I'm like, "Yeah, right." He said, "Nah, I'm dead ass." And then I hear Mr. C on the radio. I'm like, "Nah." See, like, say, "Nah." They're playing like old clips, like he's doing like a Biggie set. I'm like, go straight to my phone. I'm like, would you look at that? You know what I mean? I was just like, damn.
Yeah.
And it sucks that I didn't believe him, like face to face. But it was kind of a little tragic because Mr. C in my head is kind of young. You know what I mean? He's 57, as you were saying. So I was just like, nah. But then to do a little bit more research and see like they don't have a exact purpose or why it happened as of yet. So now everybody just kind of in this gray area of what the fuck happened to Mr. C. You know what I mean? If it was something extremely tragic, I guess they would have said something by now. But just this being in the dark thing is killing me.
Yeah, man. Yeah. The last I read up on it was around like 5 o'clock today. And to your point, still wasn't no clear details. And I mean, it definitely is not like we're here just wanting to like, how did it go? How did it happen? It's just, when you just hear somebody who has that much of an impact pass away, it's just like, wow. And 57, I mean, that's still fairly young, man.
It's a little too young for death.
No, I hear you. I hear you. But here we are, pillar, definitely a pillar of Hot 97, spent 21 years. 21 years at Hot 97 with the infamous show Throwback at Noon. I remember purposely turning to that station at noon just to hear the classics, man.
Word.
And not to mention him being like one of the critical factors behind the success of Biggie Smalls, man. A true loss today.
Word. Shit. Without him, I'm not sure if we get Biggie. You know what I'm saying? Like him, don't get me wrong, DJ Clark as well, but like they was there. Like some people had to be in certain places in order for certain things to happen, and he was a mainstay in that regard. I know you in the past life, you was able to do a lot of parties. Did you ever get to have him DJ one of your joints back then, or you ever went to one of his parties?
Definitely went to one. We were never lucky enough to have DJ. Well, I gotta check with Ramel because he might have a better memory than me as far as the DJs. I went to the parties for other purposes, but that was like you said, that was past life. But yeah, I definitely remember he was infamous for if you were in VIP and you weren't dancing, he came over there and he ragged on you. He did not like anybody being too cute at the party. You better be out there on the floor dancing, having a good time, popping bottles, engaged in it. So I can only imagine if he was still doing parties now, how he'd be because everybody's on their phone.
True. That's a fact. That's a fact. Outside of that, hopefully we get some news soon. But shout out to him and his family as always. And shout out to Mr. C, man. You will be missed.
Definitely.
Yeah. But on social media, there's a new challenge out. Not sure if you've seen it yet, but this hashtag wannabe challenge, I'm all in. And it might just be my new surround sound, so to speak, where it's just moved on to a new phase. It's called wannabe now. Shouts to Lotto, man. She put me onto it. I had to go a little deep dive after I seen her version of the hashtag. You know what I'm saying? But shouts to the ladies, man, making it happen yet again.
I'm a Lotto fan, so now I gotta go check this out.
hey, it's Big Lotto. Just so you know.
Oh,
Big Lotto. It's Big Lotto. You know what I mean? I see the hair there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, all right. So not safe for relationships. Got it. No problem.
Private privacy screen activated. You know what I'm saying?
So I got a question for you, brother.
Sure.
And this is a question for everybody. You know what I mean? If you have a partner, do you eat your meals at the same pace as your wife?
I would say I am a step faster than she is. But pending the meal, she might beat me. Pending the meal.
She said depending on the meal. Okay, that's good.
How about you?
For years, brother, I've been trying to figure out, am I just greedy or is she just like the slowest eater that's ever lived? The other day, like we had pretty much the same amount of food. I don't start eating until she's ready to eat. That's something that we always do. So we sit down, we're both ready to eat. Bro, I'm there, we're watching the show. eating the meal. I look up, I look at her. She ain't made a dent, bro. She ain't even scratched the surface. There was no phone interference, nothing like that. And I'm just
Yeah.
looking at her. I'm like,
And your fork is already clinking the bottom, like, yo, like, it's like yeah, you still not getting to the, you're not at the bottom of the plate.
I'm just looking at her. I'm like, because the shit's good. That's how you can tell. Like, you know what I mean? She always cooks something good. But I'm just looking at her. I'm like, are you hungry? She's like, yeah, I'm hungry. I was like,
Sure.
so eat. Like, what's wrong? Like,
we ain't got all night. We ain't got all night.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, eat. So, because now it's like, now you delay the dessert train. You know what I'm saying? Because now I want to eat dessert with her. So now I got to wait until she's done with the food to now eat dessert together.
It's too much pressure. It's too much pressure. See, I want to go back. I want to go back. I know you said you guys always wait for the other one.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you have your plate, right? And you know, whether she got to go back, heat it up, or run to the bathroom, like what is there a cutoff time where it's like, nah, you are this plate is in front of me. You got T minus 180 seconds before I can start eating this food. Is there a time limit on your end, or you just wait until whatever?
I usually will wait until whatever. It depends. There are some nights that I'll come home and I'll look at her. It'll be like 2 minutes, and I'm like, the steam about to come off this plate. Like
a plate running out of steam.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I would like to have my meal while it's hot. If you're busy, just let me know and I'll eat without you. Like, you know, because that's the worst thing is like to just not eat. You know, to eat without her, it doesn't feel right, especially if we're in the same vicinity. So yeah, man, but it was funny. Like after I did it, I was like, maybe you're right. Maybe I am just greedy. I don't know. You know what I mean? They say I eat like, you know, those military guys that come home. You know what I mean? But if I enjoy my food, that's just the way I eat it. Now, here's another question. Do you like mix all your food together or you separate it?
Depending on the item. Like I put the beans right on top of the rice. It's something I do. But my wife,
beans on the rice.
My wife, to this day, I don't fucking get it. Like she'll serve her rice on the side of the plate and beans on the left side of the plate. They won't touch at all. But as soon as she sit down, you know the first thing she's doing, right? Mixing the rice with the beans. That's the first thing she's doing. And I'm like, yo, babe, you know how much time you probably could have saved if you just stack the beans on. She's like, no. I like it separate. I'm like, but you don't eat them. You can't eat them separate.
Yeah.
You don't. And she's like, oh, don't be watching me when I eat. I'm like, how am I not? When I'm waiting on you.
Thank you. Because you know what it is though. You know why you do that? Because they made you wait. So now that you made me wait, now I gotta evaluate your whole process now. Your whole
thing is being judged right now. and she's like, oh, why are you judging me? Like, I'm not judging you. I'm just judging the way you're moving right now. Like, and it's a little flagrant. That's what I'm saying. Like, you could have saved that some time if you just threw the beans on top of the rice.
That's a fact.
But yeah, for the most part, yeah, I'm okay with layering foods as long as it's nothing crazy. Yeah, I'm big on layering. How about you? What you be doing?
No, same thing, man. Like we had some chicken and rice with carrots today. She had them side by side. I was like, nah, guys, you gotta get together. You know what I'm saying?
Now hold on. Did the chicken have bone? Pause.
Oh no. This was boneless.
Right. Yeah. I'm about to say, bro, you a renegade. You're mixing the rice right through the drumstick. Like, I'm like, wow.
I need that bone marrow.
I'm like, you a whole nother kind of animal. Like, I gotta talk to Shay. Like, you've been witnessing this for years.
She should be like, why you think I've been blinking every time I come over? Like,
she said, nigga, she said, we about to eat again. Help. Like,
oh man, no problem. Oh, real quick before we leave this, I can't forget this.
Sure.
How do you react when your kids, like you chef up an ill meal, right? Serve everybody sits down, your kid come to you with the plate like, I don't want this.
Let me tell you the attitude level that I have when if I'm out there sweating over the stove, making sure everything hot at the same time. If it's 2 or 3 different, components to this meal, I put it together for you. Put like, boom, there you go, boss. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you want some water, want some juice, want some ice? I got you. By the time I get the cup and come back, they be like pushing the bowl. Like, nah, I'm good. I'm like, you're not gonna eat anything? No, I had a big lunch. You talking about school? Give me that bowl. Like, yeah, like you eat, sleep now. She's like, oh, can I have something else? Like, nah, you get nothing else. This is
That's
all it
right.
is. It's this and nothing. Like, you know, so Kennedy be like, I'll take it. I'm like, no pity food for you.
That's right.
You're not hungry, so you gonna go to sleep not hungry, right? Yeah,
That's
go to
it.
sleep now. It's over. Eating mad pillow now. Like, like, I hate that shit. Not a fan. I get a little testy. Pause. I get a little testy with that when they do that.
No, I feel you. Yo. What was it yesterday? me and Shay, we dog our food, man. Food was mad good. I come into the middle room. Darius there holding this plate. I'm like, what happened? He's like, I don't want this. I was like, you mean you don't want this? It's good. He was like, I don't know. I was like, so what you gonna eat? He was like, I ate the corn. I was like, nigga, corn? Like, that's not even like that's coming right back out of you. Like, that's not really even food. Like
that wasn't even a prime part of the meal, bro.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't like corn with a side of chicken and rice, bro. Like, so I'll never understand kids, man, because let me have told my mother that shit when I was a kid. She would have said what you said. It'd have been a problem, and probably with an elbow to boot. Like,
yo, bro, I wasn't allowed to leave the table till the plate was gone. You know, like looking back, it's probably child abuse, but like, like to sit there with like spinach or some shit on your plate, and you're just like, nah, I don't eat it. She's like, well, you're not leaving. I'm like, well, something has to give, no? Like, at some point, somebody got to crack. Like, you know,
it's like I need collateral.
You know what I'm saying? And she checking up every 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Yo, I don't think my mother knows this to this day, but there was this plant that we had in the dining room with us. Tall ass plant. But the little thing that it sat in, about 2 feet off the ground, it was always in hand reach.
No.
Bruh. That plant was eating broccoli, carrots, spinach, peas, lima beans. That shit was eating all kinds of shit, bruh. I was just throwing it. Finish. Out of here.
Did she ever find it?
Bruh, food always disappeared. Shit, nobody. It was one of those don't ask, don't care situations, and I ain't care enough. I ain't care enough, bro. Didn't care enough.
Oh man! All right, so we gonna slide over to FCP Sports Corner, man. March Madness has concluded. We know who the national champions are, but we're gonna start on the women's side, man, because they shook things up on Sunday. They really shook things up on Sunday. But even before that, with the viewership of the NCAA tournament, the actual like cost to get in the building to see the national championship was higher than the men. We're talking on Sunday's game, 18.7 million viewers, bro.
Yeah, I believe it. It was must watch TV. You know what I'm saying? It was the big bad wolf versus the big bad goat. Somebody had to lose. Like, you know what I'm saying? Somebody had to lose, but it was a really good game.
That's a fact, man. If you did not get a chance to check it out, man, the Women's NCAA National Championship featured the Dynasty of South Carolina versus, to Kenny's point, probably one of the best shooters and probably one of the best players that women's NCAA basketball, or even probably NCAA basketball, has seen in Caitlin Clark. They collided Sunday. Started off with a bit of a haymaker, bro. Caitlin came out the gate swinging 18 points in the first quarter.
Before we even go on, when the first quarter ended, how did you feel about this game? Because me personally, I'm like, I want South Carolina to win, but I didn't want Caitlin to do this. But how did you feel at the end of the first?
First, I was nervous about my damn bet, man, because I was like,
he said working out of my parlays.
Because I'm there, I was putting together my wife's desk for her, and man, it was nerve-wracking making sure I put that together right, because if I don't put it together right, I'll never hit the end of it. But on top of it, I just keep hearing, Clayton does it again. Caitlin hits a 3 from the logo. And I'm just there like, my money. My money.
He said, I put the big dollar on this one. I just knew. I just knew it was going to be there.
I was like, come on, girls. Don't give up. I was like, Dawn, come on, man. Don't do this to me, baby. Don't do this to me.
I was talking, man, shit like Dawn Stelling have a plan. She going to know what to do. But you know what I mean? Once the second came and the third came and went and the fourth out the way I said, I got you. I got you.
Yeah.
You gotta let the shooter shoot and just hope the flame goes out quicker than you want it to.
That's a
Thank
fact.
God
And
for
that,
that.
yeah, and that's you're absolutely right. And I think that's one of the crazy things about momentum, man. If anybody watches sports or even plays sports, it just happens. It's hard to dominate for the entire game unless you
Mhm.
literally just are better at every position. But Caitlin Clark, she's an equalizer on any floor. Doesn't matter how good you think your team is, she will come on there and push you to the brink. And man, it was amazing to see, man. But like you said, Dawn figured it out. They started to close the gap before the end of the first quarter, and then
Mhm.
by the end of the half, they were up, and they never relinquished the lead, if I
Nice.
recall. Raven Johnson, man, her defense was everything.
Hmm.
Malaja Fawali, her spark off the bench was everything in the first half before they got even deeper down into a hole. And then Camilla Cardoza, man, that key block in the last minute and a half was everything.
Big
Shout out to
crucial.
South Carolina girls, man. That's a crazy thing, man. Salute to them.
But Don Staley, man, it's appreciation time, man.
Yeah.
Hey, I know last year they had a bit of a sour taste in their mouth the way they had to go out. They wasn't able to get to the chip due to Iowa, due to Caitlin Clark's greatness last year. You know what I'm saying? But she came back. They call it the revenge tour. If you caught the post game, you know what I mean. But first black coach in men's and women's period to win 3 national championships. First black coach period.
Yeah.
There's nothing better than that right now. She's young goat if that makes any sense. She's on her way. And to do it with a brand new starting five at that because everybody else from last year, you know, to the grace of God, they was good enough to go on to the next level. So it was just like you're happy to see the girls go, but it's like, damn, I got to go back to the locker room without my starters, and I got to start all over again. You know what I mean? But to get right back to where it was and the same and finish the perfect season, she did that, man. She definitely did that. Salute.
Yeah, absolutely, man. First black coach in men's and women's college basketball history to win 3 national championships via Women's Hoops Network. She's the fifth coach to win 3 or more national championships. That puts her among the ranks of Gino Auriemma, Pat Summit, Kim Mulkey, Tara Van Devere. So this is great company to be in. And going back to the viewership, right? 18.7 million viewers. That makes that game the most watched women's college basketball game since 1992 and the most watched basketball game, men's or women's college or pro, since 2019.
I believe it. Women's basketball was a big thing this year. Finally, not that it hasn't,
Mhm.
but it's been steadily growing. You know what I'm saying? And to see it
Yeah,
at its peak now is dope because it's gonna keep going up. You know what I mean? But
absolutely.
they did their thing. I was a lot more interested in women's college basketball this year than men's by a mile.
Yeah,
By a mile. They just got more players you want to see.
yeah. And Dawn's class is just. I don't think people boast enough about her class. Every time someone tried to, I guess, throw dirt on anybody's name in women's college basketball, she was there for them. She did it with Angel Reese. She did it at the end of the game for Caitlin Clark and what she did for the game, bringing attention to women's basketball and the way she thanked God for everything. I mean, you're looking at a
Mm-hmm.
unique person who is just naturally thankful for every day. And this is like Mike Krzyzewski, you know what I mean? This is big. This is big to your point to be able to just have new players come in and it's the same philosophy, it's the culture. It's just one of, this is Nick Saban-esque. It didn't matter who he put out there. They knew the culture was winning. You give it all you got and that's it. That's all we're gonna do. And then we're gonna come back every year, every game, and we're gonna do the same thing. Every practice. Amazing, man. Amazing. And with that being said, I know there's gonna be a lot of talk about, should she go coach women's NBA basketball? Should she even go coach NBA basketball? Selfishly, I would like for her to stay within women's college basketball just because of what she means for these little girls that are coming up in the game and what she stands for the sport. The sport needs Dawn Staley, and I hope she stays. You know what I mean? But because I know there's going to be a lot of talk about that.
She got to stay. She got to catch up to Pat and Gino at a minimum. If you pass Gino, hey, all right, you did your thing. You got to go. You know what I mean? But you know, what I mean, it's still goals that got to be accomplished on that level. I think she's in good hands to get it done.
Absolutely, man. Is Lindsey Harding. She is the coach of the G League Stockton Kings. I believe they made it to the Western Conference Finals this year. She is being interviewed by the Charlotte Hornets for their open coaching vacancy. So, once again, the NBA has a chance.
To do the right thing.
Yes, you know what I mean. So I hope she gets it.
That would be dope. That would be dope. And I know you said open coach vacancy. I assume head coach.
Yes.
Okay, just making sure because you know there's like 1,000 positions on the staff now. But
Right.
that's what's up. That's what's up. Shouts to her, man. Hopefully it gets done. Hopefully it gets done.
Man, Bronny James, in a surprising move, has chosen to enter the 2024 NBA draft, but will keep his college eligibility and enter the transfer portal out of USC. So this means even if he doesn't get drafted, anybody who's not familiar with how that works, even if he doesn't get drafted, he could still go back and play college ball.
That's what's up. And listen, he ain't starving for money, but the NBA is the goal. You know what I'm saying? And more playing time on the college level is also wanted. USC already has a ton of starters, a ton of blue star recruits that go there every year. So, hey, if NBA scouts feel his defense isn't enough and they want to see a little bit more from him, hey, he could go back to another year, go back to the tool bag, work on some more stuff. Like I said, he's not starving for money. He's not starving for NIL deals. He's not in need of anything other than trying to see if he can squeeze a year in with his dad. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yeah. So outside of that, play defense, play the field, see if it works out in your favor. But shouts to him, man. I didn't even know that little loophole existed till Bronny came around.
Yeah, because I think it's a good thing to do because I can imagine how many players got lost in the shuffle declaring for the draft, and then if they couldn't make it, it was almost like a sprint to, all right, how am I going to survive now? Right, I'm out of college. What do I do? So I think that's really good for them. But speaking of the NBA, man, this is the last week of the NBA season before the play-in tournament begins. That seeds 7 through, I believe, 11 will battle for the 7th and 8th seed. So now, this is going to be interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, listen, Lakers are on top right now. Golden State is hitting a stride unlike none other right now. It's gonna be dope on the West Side to see who gets out of there, who scraps out the bottom of the barrel to get to 7 and 8. But everybody down there is hungry. I think it's Sacramento, Golden State, LA. I think Phoenix is 6 right now, if I'm not mistaken.
And let me correct myself. It's seeds 7 through 10. 7 through 10 that play for the 8th and for the 7th and 8th.
7th and 8th. Yeah. But I think Phoenix might be 6. I'm not sure if they made it or not. But between Sacramento, Golden State, and LA alone, somebody got to lose. You know what I mean? But it's gonna be dope to see. Do you know who's the 7th through 10 on the East side?
It is 7th is the Sixers and 10 is the Hawks.
Everybody see the Sixers.
Right, yeah, no, I don't think nobody was, because that whole loser. The East is actually really good this year. That's I remember years where over 500 on the East was like 4 and up. Everybody else was like either mid 500 or less than that. But I think it's going to be interesting to see how this works out because the Sixers definitely missed Embiid, and I think now. They pretty much either going to be playing in unless the Pacers really mess up, and then they can jump ahead. Yes, sir. But excited for that because once we get past the play-in, we got the playoffs, and then we really get into it. Man, my Celtics need to figure something out because they are not looking good in these streets.
What do you mean? They're not number 1, number 2?
They're number 1, but it's just there's these games where they just don't know how to win. And that's scary. You know what I mean? Like, no, not last night. Like, they just lost from the get-go. It wasn't even about closing out. They were down 20 in like the first quarter and never could get it back. And granted, Porzingis didn't play, but you know, those are games, those are situations you got to think about, right? What if he goes down in the playoffs? Can you still win? You know what I mean? So,
yeah, hopefully they just kind of hit the cruise control button with this being the last week and a half or so of the regular season. But that is a dangerous game to play though before you get into the playoffs.
Yeah, man, definitely.
Now, listen, every week or so, you usually come on the show. You give us a ton of medical information and news that we be needing. Because as you say, granted you're not a doctor, you do happen to play one here at FCP, and that's a damn good job. But my trials and tribulations over the weekend, I've come across a social media situation where I'm like, I got to ask the FCP doctor to see if it's true or not. So, my question for you today: and my doctor claims that men should have sex 21 times a month to prevent prostate cancer. And his point of the matter was prostate can become enlarged if not exercising the gland on a regular basis. I gotta know, man. Tell me the truth, doc. Like, what are we doing out here? Is this some? Can you back this statement? Can you? Is this false news?
As a full disclaimer, as y'all know, I am an FCP doctor. I only play a doctor on FCP, so that's my first disclaimer. Now to answer the question, absolutely.
My man.
Absolutely. You have never seen. First of all, let's. I believe in the health impact. You know what I mean, the positive health outcomes. But let's think about the mental state after a man has had sex. You've never seen any man argue, go out and commit a crime, so much as do anything of aggression after having sex. Everything after sex is smooth and calculated. Yeah. I need a sandwich. I need some juice. Want me to rub your back? Go to sleep. You know what I mean? Like, so I can only imagine with multiple participation in this illustrious activity that God has created amongst us, what that would do for the prostate. Absolutely.
Hey, man. The studies be studying, man. I just have to bring it here and make sure it wasn't false news, man. But I appreciate that. I'm gonna go spread the word, man.
That's it, man. More nuts.
He said you heard it here first. You heard it here first.
That's it, man.
That's funny.
So now, this part of the show, y'all, I'm gonna hand over to Kenny because he is our rap connoisseur on this show, and I couldn't help but laugh at the turn of events from when this all started. Take it away, Kenny, man. Take it away.
Listen, man. As you know, a few weeks back, Kendrick dropped some shit. You know what I mean? He meant that. He dropped it on the Future and Metro album. Very control verse-esque as far as, just kind of setting himself apart from his peers. And we appreciate that. Kendrick's very good at keeping it competitive. You know what I mean? Keeping the spirit of hip-hop alive. So, he threw some shots at Cole, threw some shots at Drake. Is what it is. Song happened to be number one on the charts the last 2 weeks. No problem. J. Cole responds with a whole fucking album, right? Dropped it on Friday the 5th. Now, did you hear the album?
Yes.
I know you heard the fucking album. I'm just asking him to keep this going as far as bats are concerns, right? Because he's just like, because you asked me like, did you hear how the 9 get hair yet? So Saturday night, heard it like 3 times overnight. Liked it. Sunday night, heard another 3 times. Liked it. I was like, all right, boy, got some joints on here. Like 7-minute drill. I wish it was really 7 minutes, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, pretty well-rounded album, right? Wake Up on Monday. Now, for those that live in the Fayetteville, North Carolina area, every year, Mr. J. Cole throws something called the Dreamville Festival, where he pretty much hosts a very large, I don't want to say Woodstock kind of atmosphere, but very made in America kind of situation where he invites all his friends, they throw a big fucking concert. Everyone loves it. Great. So this year, it's fresh off I might delete later. You know what I mean? Everybody just feels like the energy. You know what I mean? This is where we're going. And I was like, this is where things went south. Like, he's out there, he's doing this thing as he always does, and then he starts to apologize because he felt he apologizes to Kendrick personally due to the diss track that he dropped called 7-Minute Drill at the end of the album. and I want to call it a full diss track. He just kind of, made a couple like jabs and pokes at his music catalog, his amount of time he takes to drop, his infrequency. And listen, when I heard it, I was like, I'm looking a little funny to like compared to your own discography, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? I let it go because I like J. Cole that much.
Mm-hmm.
But it goes on to say, listen, I couldn't sleep for the last 2 days. I just want to say I'm sorry, man. I know what I said, but I ain't mean none of that. Let's be friends kind of situation. And I was taken back because this ain't hip hop. This ain't hip hop beef. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, now I'm here to ask you, like, is this what hip hop beef is becoming? Is this 2024 hip hop beef now?
Honestly, man, there's so many different forms of it now. If you look at drill rap, if you look at just this situation here, rap has taken on a totally different I wouldn't say stigma.
Look.
Yeah, look,
Right.
that's what I was looking for. And in this situation, man, I'm not saying I can say I'm surprised, but then again, I'm not, because like I told you, as a man, I get it, but as a fan of hip hop, this was very disappointing.
I'm like, listen, I don't know what in the world possessed him to go on the stage in front of all his peers, his fans. He would came out to see him specifically and just go, yo, nah, that's not me, man. I love yours. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, Cole, man. Like, but I started thinking legacy now at this point. I'm like, listen,
Mm-hmm.
you are one of the top rappers in this game currently. But now you just told everybody that you don't like beef. I'm not talking steak. You don't like lyrical venom going back and forth with you in the middle of it. Now, this bothers me because for the last 5 fucking years, you've been talking that I wish a nigga would shit for like you know what I'm saying, for mad long. And I'm like, and waiting for somebody to jump out that window, waiting. Kendrick does it. Calls out his whole little big 3, Spider-Man meme shit. Hey, I love that. I respect that. Thank you, Kendrick. We needed that. And I thought it was gonna be like a lyrical warfare kind of spring, you know what I mean, between him, Drake, and Cole. Cole bowed out. He said, "Nah, yeah, I got this, man." So he's no longer part of the big 3. There's not even a big 3 no more. Like he ain't that. He's not there. It's just these two.
This is a one-on-one.
It went from a jumping to a one-on-one. Like J. Cole mama said, "Hey, these street lights are on, nigga. You better come on home." He said, "You're right. I'm coming home. Like I'm gonna let the niggas in the street play in the street." You know what I'm saying? But I get like my whole thing is like, listen, I know he's in the middle of creating his last album, allegedly called The Fall Off. I'm pretty sure he's gonna have to take like 4 or 5 tracks off the album where he's talking I wish a nigga would shit. All that, he can't talk that no more, bro. Right, all of that comes out your discography now. Like you can't, you're not allowed to even like swing on a nigga no more now, because
you're gonna have to rewrite a couple of verses.
You know what I'm saying? Like it just hurts because he's damn good, but if his heart ain't in it, his heart ain't in it. You know what I'm saying? It's not. Yeah. But I don't know. Do you think this hurts his legacy? Long story short.
It definitely puts a scar on it. Definitely puts a scar on it from the lyrical, what is it? The lyrical aggression, the sparring that we know to come with hip hop, which is, to what we said earlier, right? I think hip hop is just taking on a different look. It's really not about who can rap the best anymore. I think people like me and you appreciate that. We appreciate a nice little spar session every now and then between 2 rappers. We don't want it to go any further, but we also have to realize at some point that this has gone further than rap. You know what I mean? People are actually getting killed out here over a couple of words on a beat. And I don't know if that has something to do with it. I don't know if this is some sort of setup for something else that's gonna happen, but I was disappointed too, bro. I was ready to see this happen and then them just both come out on a stage and do it like how I think Bounty Killer and Beanie Man did it a long time ago. Both y'all get on stage, bar for bar, put the beat on a no beat, and do, you know what I'm saying? Let's go back and forth and let the crowd decide. So It'd have been cool
Yeah.
to see, man. I don't know.
It really would have. But he took that. He robbed us fans, man. I feel he robbed
Yeah,
us.
he did.
Like, don't get me wrong, his personal piece is a lot more important. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Salute to that. That took a lot of guts and courage to even come out there on that stage and go, "Yo, I fucked up, y'all." Like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like I know what I
Yeah.
said, but I ain't mean that shit, bro. But I don't know. The rapper voice in me was like, "Nah, nigga, somebody pull his mic. Like, yeah, like, don't let him finish this shit.
Turn the
But,
sound off.
Word, something like somebody got to kill his mic ASAP. But
Yeah, man.
but we'll see, man. We'll see. But I guess Drake is next up. Like I don't know if he's gonna say something. He might be saying something.
Mhm.
But I believe he's on tour. Our tour might be wrapping up soon. So we'll see. We'll see if the boy got time.
Yeah. I totally see him pulling it out. Well, shit. Let me stop
Hey.
that pause.
Hey.
Stop that
Yo.
pause. I totally see. I totally see Drake taking the approach of dropping some ill like diss bars in a song. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's going to be a part of a project, and we're not even going to see it coming. But he's got something ready. He's just going to make it a part of a bigger release. He's not going to let it be because, you know, Kendrick said something and he has to say something. He's
Yeah.
going to do it in his own Drake fashion, and that's all we got left now. Like, if Drake doesn't say anything and Cole has bowed out,
It's just Kendrick. It's just
what
King
do we
Kendrick.
do?
It's Kung Fu Kenny out there, and nobody else is gonna come to this podium and talk to him about it. That's it. But,
yeah,
man. We'll see, man. We shall see. Because shit, I think Future and Metro dropping a part 2 this week. They probably gonna talk some more Drake shit. We'll see, man. We're gonna see. Like,
Yo, Kendrick come with another 30 seconds of heat, I'll be like, nah, this is not fair no more.
Hey, jump at this nigga now. This is not right. You know what I'm saying? Like, where is the rep when you need one?
Because now it look like one of those videos where it's one dude just beating up a bunch of other people. And it's like,
yeah, you don't want that. You don't want that smoke. You don't want that
hell
smoke.
yeah. Oh man.
Yeah,
brother, that's it on mine, man. That was a lot.
Yeah, it was a retrograde week, man. There's a lot going on, man. Eclipses, earthquakes, apologies, championships. There's a lot happening, man. Happy to see it.
Yeah, man, absolutely. So yeah, man, by the time y'all see us again, episode 75 will be out on April 15th, where we interview Jamie Forbes. Really informative interview, man. She is definitely one of the rising stars in the healthcare executive field. So if you have ambitions for being in that field, or you just have ambitions for hearing of someone's journey and how they went through the obstacles to get through a lot of things, she's actually still doing a lot of really cool things. Make sure y'all go check it out. Go subscribe after y'all get over here on YouTube. Go check out episode 74. We don't talk about autism enough. I see the views are definitely starting to pile up, so we appreciate that. And make sure you share with anybody that, you know, really wants to learn more about autism. It's all about acceptance, not just awareness, right? It's not about fitting anybody into society. It's about society learning to fit around people, because we all present different in this world. So, yeah.
Thanks. Said well, my brother. Said well.
All right there, y'all. Listen, we appreciate y'all joining us. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time of the show where you are now released back into your regularly scheduled programming. Corporate life, parental life, entrepreneurship, whatever it is that you do, we salute you. I'm Senor Lee. And see you next pay week, where we lock back in to a free state of mind.